I'm sitting here talking to y'all, and I'm on mute. I'll show you how long I've been out the loop on these live stream things. But good morning, everybody. Good afternoon, depending on where you at in the world. This morning, I want to just give you some BAIO updates. I know I haven't talked to you guys on here in a couple weeks, and just wanted to give some updates about what's going on with us as an organization. I just want to give a couple minutes, see if any other brothers and sisters gonna tap in with us. So let's wait a couple minutes because I know this is a different time. People aren't used to being on here. Brother Jabari is in the building. Good morning, Jay.
Good morning.
Morning. I'm wait to see if somebody else come on before we dive in.
All right.
I feel like I know last week. I don't remember last week because I wasn't in town. If somebody did, but I don't think we did a Sunday morning afternoon stream in a couple weeks, huh?
Yeah, we haven't done some in quite a bit. We've been busy.
Yeah, man. That's dropping the ball on the people, man. Gotta give the people what they want.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, good man.
Good morning to you all. I had some technical difficulties getting in here.
Well, that's them people.
Yeah. Tell me when I start sounding like a chipmunk, because you know that's coming.
Yeah, that'd be weird.
Are we on? We on live?
We on live, man. We're on live, and Jabari agreed with me that it has been a minute since because I know we haven't did it in I know last week we did it, and then I can't remember the last time we was on Sunday morning, Sunday afternoon, man.
It's been a while.
Man, I know people was getting used to hearing us run our mouths on Sunday morning.
Yeah.
And just drop them off like we don't care about the people. People, we care about y'all.
Maybe we need more people stepping up. Hint, hint. Maybe that might have something to do with it. I don't know. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Maybe I'll start doing some. Hey, you know what? Underrated been handling his business though, man.
Oh yeah.
Big time. I got to start putting some of my ideas. I got some little ideas and little what you call it, shorts. I could do some little shorts. I'm not, the best at with all of the. I don't have the time, honestly, or I haven't carved out the time to really produce really good YouTube videos. You know what I'm saying? Like that actually takes more work than people think. But I know somebody could do it. Somebody sitting at home playing video games all day though. Looking at social media shorts all day when they can be creating content. That's for sure. But anyway, we just been talking about a bunch of stuff that we have going on, and I just want to make sure that we're sharing it with the people, particularly the people who might be interested in joining and wondering, like, what do y'all do? So I figured we should give people a little light update, and then just go on from there and do our thing. Unless anybody else got something else that they want to discuss in particular. I know there's a lot going on, but I just want to really get at people like an update, be able to share this video and be like, here's what we got going on in the next whatever year or two, right here. This is the video to listen to. And so with that said, who want to start and where?
Well, I guess I know Jabari said he'll be back in a minute, but I'll start it off with today's mathematics. So over the past last Friday, me and Jabari, we went to a event in the Atlanta City Hall. It was called Bridging the Gap Between Africans and African Americans. And it was just pretty much a place where, we network with other people that's African or Liberian or so. And we did that by just watching a movie and also having a panel discussion about, why Liberia should be the nation state and a home for, the African diaspora. And it was pretty good. I know that once Jabari's on, he'll tell you about the connections he's made. I've talked to some people. You had folks that were former presidents, or they had some kind of council or seat in the city of Atlanta. Former mayors. You even had people that had control of like the transportation process when people are trying to either like move to Liberia or they're wanting to, visit, and they know how to ease the process when it comes to visas. It was just pretty. It was a pretty good event to just connect and just have conversations with people, talking to people about the BAIO and Nationhood, and from their mindset of where they're trying to go and with this and what they wanted to lead it to, it pretty much lines up with the BAIO's purpose, in terms of ownership and having control of the infrastructure and having a path for the next generation and generations to come, so that we can succeed, expeditiously and all. So I thought it was very insightful and just also inspiring. Yeah, that's my take on it. I don't know if Jabari, if you're back, if you wanted to contribute.
I think he's still on mute.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm about to start. I was thinking I'm about to start cooking. But yeah, it was a great experience. It was worth a while. We got to talk to some Liberians that I've known for quite some time. We got the chance to, of course, see a movie, hear John Amos's voice. I know John Amos was not able to attend due to, health reasons. And it was one of those events that you kind of need, because you need those reaching out, and you need to show that this is serious. This is not something that they're just doing for a trend or a fad, but they're doing this because they really want to see it happen. And of course, this is the bicentennial, which means this has significance.
Yeah, and you can tell too, like with how much Liberia needs to be pushed out and nationhood, because when we went, honestly, I thought, the seats were going to be filled, because of just the event itself of bridging a gap. But the fact that it wasn't, I would say an average, maybe about 50 people or so in total, I would say, it just shows that there's a lot of connections that need to be done, and how much we have to reach out and actually engage with our people here in America to tell things like this and push the message out. That to me, that was another thing that I've just observed, is just like how many people could have attended this and could have gotten more information and possibly contribute in some way.
Mm-hmm. And I would say that you can tell that a lot of it is good faith, because even though there were some things that I disagreed in how in the movie was great. I think
Right.
that it inspired me to want to write a story about Liberia and get it
Yeah.
in film production. But even though there were certain things to disagree with in the film, one of the things that I will say is that the people worked in good faith.
Right.
Nobody, even though, like I said, even when we were talking to the honor ambassador was talking, or one of the great sisters from Kentucky, when she was like the colonial mindset and all that, I had a massive problem with that. But at the same time, it was not coming from a place of ill intent. And that you could see in them, they were not ill intent, because they wouldn't be there if they thought this was, wasn't worthwhile. So, that shows the difference between people who are genuine and people who are not so genuine, or like we say, doing stalling tactics.
Yeah. Yeah. You're talking about the people that were in the event, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because me and you talked about it a little bit. That's what I was kind of like having a feeling of when speaking to others, that, you could just tell some people are probably just there for a different purpose. Some people probably are there to hopefully see John Amos, put it on a LinkedIn, hey, that whole deal. But overall, it was good faith. Like, and that was my intention of like looking at the movie Providence. I mean, despite the scenes that they had, and oh my gosh, still it was just the fact that, okay, here's a film that is about Liberia and explaining its history. And then at the end of the day, they're just talking about moving forward of just, breaking the curse and, establishing a better foundation. And, and that's what I got from it. We even paid attention to the area, the housing that they were in. Like, it was nice,
like
dishwasher, cabinets and granite floors and whatnot. Like, it was beautiful.
Yeah, I'm about to say we paid notice and they also filmed in some of the old houses there.
Yeah.
So that was good as well. Like, there's so many ways that what we could do. They did a Providence Island. Like I said, the movie was well done. And like you said, it really gave us a thing about Liberia, because when I was like, okay, when I saw this movie, I'm just like, okay, how's the housing? I know the hotels are good, but I don't know how the housing is like. And so to see the housing, look like a regular house in America and not be a grass hut with no electricity or stuff like that, the stereotypes that were portrayed in Africa, I think is so important.
Yeah, I totally agree. And you know what? I will say too, I think what was great of just going to the event, it gives us ideas for when the BAIO, has something coming up, when we're either in, Atlanta chapter or the Liberian chapter or Rwanda. So it gives us like a certain basic, operation of how we will want to set it up, and then probably do it better or do it in a way, where it's more organized. Because I can tell that if there was more members of the BAIO in that event, we would probably focus a lot more on the panel discussion and actually like really get down to the nitty gritty and find and ask the right questions, just so that we could get some kind of conversation going. And I think that was like, another observation I took from, because they had the food there, they introduced us to like the Liberian food, which I enjoyed, the wings and the plantains, the potato salad. So like, it was just a good start to have something going, so that it could be a talk that's circulating around the community and whatnot. But I enjoyed myself, just hanging out and talking with people and watching a movie. Go ahead, Jabbar. My bad.
Oh no, you had something else to say. I was gonna let you finish your speech before I like get into my the nitty gritty and how this benefits overall.
Yeah, and just to kind of like go back to the panel discussion, I wish they had talked more about Fly Guys. So the movie that we watched was it's called Providence. Probably is on YouTube or maybe another network, but it has Vivica Fox, Lisa Wu, and it was another actor. I forgot his name, but I knew him from somewhere else. And I wish the panel discussion was more. It had a lot more time, or maybe it could have been started off earlier, because despite how can I say this? We all agree, that Liberia is the future, for African diaspora, and it's a great start. But I wanted to get to like the how part, and because it was just about, oh, my people, we went there and it was a great experience. But I really wanted to get into, what was going on over there. Did they ever speak to anybody that was in office and things like that? Because not much of it was touched upon. It was just the experience, and
it was more surface level. The thing, it was short and it was surface level. So it wasn't like we actually got to ask serious questions. And it was, in terms of the panel discussion, just one person asking, because it was the lady up front. But that's really the only things that I would say I would have critiques about is and stuff like that. But you know what though? You learn from it. And that's one of the things that we tell people. You learn things. And so next time when we have a conversation, since we know them personally, some of them I know personally, I can say, hey, I enjoyed the movie. Hey, you did a great job this, you did a great job that. Here's some things that maybe you can add. Here's some things that you can
May I
improve.
propose an idea, a suggestion? Can I propose a suggestion? It just came to me while y'all was talking. How about what about we do? How about we do a bridging the gap between African Americans in Liberia and Atlanta, but it be sponsored by BAIO, and we run it and we ask the important questions that needs to be asked, and we don't just play a movie and just have a little chatter, but actually have a focused conversation from particularly about the government and what about that part, because we can come and talk and say we're going to bridge gaps, but if the government isn't being ran rightly, then all efforts are going to be nil. So I don't think it's impossible that we already got the connections now with the people who did that one. Say, hey, we want to do one. How about we come together and do one? And this is what we want to talk about. Y'all down? I don't think that'd be a bad idea at all.
Yeah, because that's exactly what I was thinking from that event. I was like, okay, it was good that we went there because now I'm thinking about putting a BAIO spin on it. Like it would be a bit more organized and probably a different movie, or maybe not, just something that's a general conversation starter, just what it entails. I thought the idea of having a movie being watched I thought it was good because it's something that people.
I want to say this though.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say if we're planning to do that, we can do something like for Black History, but we would have to start doing that stuff like now, because that took them. It took them 7 months to do just that basic event.
Oh wow!
Like they were talking about it took months of preparation to do that event. So if we're planning to do like that event, because we would have to first find somebody who would be willing to sponsor it. Then we have to pay for it. Then we got to pay for the hour and all that. So we would really have to plan this stuff out in advance, like 4 or 5 months out. So if we wanted to start an event, we would have to say, hey, this is what our organization wants to do.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know any Black venues, any venues that we can use? What are some of the dates that they would be available? How much is it going to cost for us to host the event? Then not only how much is it going to cost us to host the event, but provide food, provide, necessary, like all this stuff has to start being put into place. And I think once we do that, we can do whatever we want. We can do a panel discussion. We can do a couple of speeches. We can have the consulate people there during Black History. There's so many things we could do. It's just we would just have to get on that now. And then we would have to start like reaching out to a lot of people.
What about if we had started smaller than that? Okay, like for instance, right? Meeting up at Black Wall Street, instead of having an event set up or just having people meet and then, we walk around, kind of explore it a bit, and then probably go to a certain section, just, have like a group discussion of what are the next steps or the next moves. Like, would you think that would be a good starter? Because it doesn't have to be that much preparation.
Yeah, if we want something small, I mean, we could just have a day where we go to Black Wall Street and we just talk to people and we just do that way.
Yeah.
That's something we can do. And then we can say, hey, we want to host an event later on. What would you guys be up? I mean, we can definitely go down to Black Wall Street because like I'm only less than like an hour from Black Wall Street. Without traffic. With traffic, that's another story.
Yeah. Because, like you said, I mean, I didn't even know they had to plan that ahead, and it took them 7 months. But
I mean, you got to think about it. I mean, you trying to, if you were really planning to get John Amos, you were planning to, you had to speak to City Hall. You had to get the mayor's approval. Like, you had to get all of that approved before we can even begin the actual like setting up.
True.
Okay, I'm gonna write that down, y'all, and we're gonna talk about that off of this. The doing our own BIO, bridging the gap, and I think having the BIO bridging the gap as the name, so that the people who went to that, it'll sound familiar. Like, ooh, they're doing another one of these. Let's go see if, even if they come in for other purposes, right? If we can get people to that, that'd be really cool.
Yeah.
So
And I would also say this. I would also say one of the things that we have to do, and that's why I kept saying like the mission statement, the about us, and like becoming more formal. Because when people do host the event, one of the things they're going to ask is, okay, give us a slide or a presentation about what your organization is about. What are some things that you've done? What are some things that you plan to do? Like, all of that has to be incorporated in, because that's just going to make it seem like this is an actual organization. Like, this is a legit organization. We love your passion. We love your energy. But at the end of the day, what are some of the things that y'all do? Obviously we do YouTube, but do we host? We obviously have a TikTok, but one thing they might ask is, okay, what trips have you taken? We've been to Rwanda, and here's some pictures of us on the Rwanda trip. We're planning on going to Liberia May 8th to the 18th. Here's what we plan on doing during that time in Liberia. We also have, a drive that we're trying to do. And so now people want to get involved because now they see it. Because, Twitter is its own universe, but Twitter is not the real world.
Right.
People in the real world are not going to be necessarily even opposed to the majority of our arguments. It's just you have to come with the right information, and you have to appear formal.
Yeah, I totally agree. And to add on to that, because when we have the BAIO discussions and the get-togethers in the future, it'll set a different tone to be more informative and more of a discussion base. Not to say that the event that we went to wasn't, bad or anything, but I thought the fact that it was, okay, we're going to watch a movie and then kind of like talk about it a little bit. A lot of people just expect that, okay, we're just going to watch this movie, talk a little, and not really it's going to be just surface level. But with the BAIO, it's going to be different, because we're going to go, we're diving into the deep. We're getting to the root of the matter. We are a solution-based, network. We want to get down to the nitty-gritty of it all. So having those slideshows, having pamphlets and brochures and collages, it'll basically, give a better understanding, and people can actually comprehend of like, okay, this is what's going on, and a different just way of, connecting. But
one of the things about that is that what do they always say? First impression.
Right.
And so when you have all the formal information and stuff, it gives the first impression that this is a formal organization. This is an organization that has itself together. When I see the brochures, when I see the posters, when I see the presentation slides of you guys in Rwanda, when I see this is where you can find us at TikTok, here's the registration process, all of that, it gives a formal organization. Here are roles that we have. Here are, where our regions, and this is how you can get involved in your region. It makes it more formally, and that leaves a lasting impression. Because now, if I'm just somebody who I'm seeing here in the BIO from the first time, and I see this is what the BIO is talking about, well, most importantly, this is what the BIO looks like. I'm like, okay, this is something that I may want to join, because it looks like a legit organization. It's not informal or like underground. This is a professional organization.
Right. And I'm pretty sure if we reached out to the folks that organized the Bridging the Gap event, like, I'm pretty sure they would love to help for like a part 2, but with the BAIO and control of it, or just having our spin as well. And one of the things I thought too was just like having, whenever we have like the Bridging the Gap, I've always thought of like having the chairs, you know, in a circle in a way, so that we could all see each other and like it could be more of an engaging type of feel. Because obviously when we were there, it was just all forward in one direction because we're just looking at
Yeah,
the screen
it's a
and
great
looking at
idea.
the panel,
It's a
you
great
know.
idea.
But with that circle of chairs, you know, it represents like the Ubuntu, you know, I am because we are. It's showing that nobody isn't bigger than anybody. You know, we're all here for a common goal, and we're trying to, you know, just sort things out and just get to know each other. You know, what are each other's skills? You know, what is it that we can contribute in some way? And I think that'll be like a great way to like just, you know, engage with people. But other than that, it was just a great starter to have, just being there, you know,
Yeah, man.
just to see it and connect with people and just understand, okay, like this is what they're trying to do. How can we get better? You know?
Okay. So we're gonna do one next year. That's how it's gonna get better. we're gonna do one next year. I'm putting pen to paper. That's happening. Even if it's literally a year from now. Why not? Why can't that be an annual thing in America, in Atlanta? It doesn't make sense. Why not?
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, what about, so we are doing that. What about, so we got 2 trips coming up in 2023. Because I know everybody can't go in May. I know I can't. I'm really sad about it, but we're going to Liberia in May and as a group, and then another group is going in December, January 23, 24. And that's one of those things where everybody is welcome to come. Like, especially like that will show that you really down for this stuff more than anything. If we meet you on an Africa trip, right? Like, so I know a lot of people who even just listen to us even a little bit, their first curiosity is Africa. That's what is attracting them at the moment. So, brothers and sisters, if y'all are ready, y'all can join us straight up. All you got to do is hit us up. All you got to do is come into the fold, or you can even talk to us here, like straight up. But that's coming, where we are going to Liberia a couple times next year, and that is going to be very exciting. I don't know if y'all want to add on to something about the trip, but I just wanted to make sure that we was letting everybody know that we going a couple times next year.
For me, if anything, I'm just, you know, just excited for it because this will be my first time going to the African continent and just anywhere in general outside of the US.
Yeah. Heck yeah.
So yeah, I'm just looking forward to it. And I'm also looking forward to the movie Wakanda Forever and just seeing it with the BAIO.
You can't, why we can't stay in order. This is why we be fighting all the time, Todd. This is exactly why I be muting you, man. No, that was gonna be next. I'm super excited about that, but that's something that like the general public could just show up to. So yeah, but if anybody else got anything to say about the 2 trips next year.
I have nothing to really say. The only thing I would really say is sorry, my bad. The only thing I would say is that for next year, with each successive trip, something different is going to happen. Man. So the first time, like I said, I have decided most likely, but it may change in February. And the reason why I wanted to go in February is because, February, I go get a gist of things. We go in May, and then we actually start making moves. Like we open up a new house, or we open up something.
Are you going to come in December too, Barry? Sorry to interrupt you, but are you going to come in December?
Might not pull December if I go in February and in May.
For sure. I know. That's a lot.
Yeah, I mean, I could, but I don't want to right. So, but if that's the case, I could do that. What else?
Sorry for interrupting your thought.
Oh no, you're not waving my thought. I'm just focused on 2 different things at one time, and I'm about to respond to some things. But the reality of the situation is that each successive trip, we need to be making some sort of progress or some sort of moves. So, and I was talking to Holly about this. First time we go, toured around, or maybe I go in February, toured around. Second time we go, we were in the process of, working with Liberian locals and beginning the process of actually, getting something set up. Third time around, tourists come, they come and see what we have so far. And then, they go around the area, and then we could probably do an event like, a drive, teaching, that's the kind of stuff that happens.
Yeah, and I love how you just put that down. I want to really encourage people who hear this part of the video and really who are thinking like the people who've been saying, I'm going to Africa, and who got their passports and who really want to go and don't want to go alone, and come with us, y'all. Come with us. And it's not just about, it's so not about just us as the individuals, but it's what the collective, even what it looks like for us to be going to the embassy and it's 15, 20, 25 of us, what it would look like if we're going to the capital, if we're walking the streets and they looking at us like, who are these strange people? And we say, yeah, we're American. We're with the BAIO. We're coming here to build with you guys. This will just start a groundswell in Liberia that will be so powerful. But that's not going to happen if it's just going to be us four, us three. It's going to happen. Mind you, it's going to happen with or without anyone. However, it can happen so much faster if we actually do this together. That's the whole key here. We come together online and there is a synergy there. There's a synergy there. But if we really put our minds together and agree that we're going to do this, that synergy would be magnified. I wish I could just show you. I could give so many examples from people who run businesses to people who go to like college groups, study groups. Like when you work together, the stuff gets done and it gets done well, faster and easier. This is what we're doing, y'all. This is all we're doing. This is all we're talking about. Just like how they went to the bridge the gap, and now we're talking about how we're going to make that better. How are we going to bridge the gap more? This is how it happens. It don't just happen through osmosis. We can't just sit and listen to us and think it's going to happen. We have to be involved and engaged. So let's do it.
Facts.
And it's gonna be dope though, and that's the thing. It is happening, and it's gonna happen with or without anybody. But man, we want it to happen with lots of us.
I wanted to ask you this, Jabari. When we go to Liberia and as progress is going when we're visiting more, should we just take the title of bridging the gap and just use that as a way to, connect, or have that as an event set up every time we're going to any country besides Liberia, Rwanda or so, just taking it and just running with it? Or
dude, can I just say before Jabari answers, sorry, bridging the gap with the BIO. How does that not sound like everything?
Right.
BIO bridging the gap, or bridging the gap with BAIO sounds incredible. Literally sounds incredible. It sounds so inviting. It sounds so inviting. Straight up.
Yeah, because I'm thinking it's a good sound bite, and just something that people can know. It can just become a trend. What is this bridging the gap? Bridging the gap with what? I mean, you bridge the gap with generations. People try to bridge the gap with, sports or whatever. Why not use that as a punchline or so? Super African Media Lab says, so you're going to Liberia this December? Okay. No, next December. Yeah, but I think that's a good, little catchphrase, bridging the gap with the BAIO. Yeah, but it was pretty good though. It was pretty good. And I'm not mad at the maybe not all the connections that we didn't make, because as me and Jabari, we're talking about, that's just what comes with it. You'll see, different types of people are there for different reasons. And maybe the average person who probably just was new to the BAIO, and if they had came with us and tried to connect, maybe they probably would have thought like, oh man, we didn't get everybody to, you know, talk about the BAIO or something like that. Like, I don't think me and Jabari had that kind of expectation. Like, you know, okay, everybody's going to know about us. Like, we just connected who we can. And for those that are really not only bought in, but actually have the same, you know, mindset, like-minded, then they'll reach out or they'll want to, you know, collaborate in some kind of way going forward. And I would say just going to those events, you know, you really get a feel of like, okay, who's really about it and who's not. Because yeah, people may like the message, you know, and they agree, but then when it comes to like putting into the work or like the next steps, it's just like, okay, well, wait a minute, you know, like some people are probably like that, but other than that, I think
That's
just the
okay.
spirit
Mhm.
of just the spirit, you know, of being there and just having some kind of conversation going. I think it was just great.
I know that we can out organize lazy. We can out organize lethargy. We can out organize apathy. And what I mean is, if we come to these events and we have everything lined up to where people ask questions, there's that answer, there's that answer. And when they leave, it's like, okay, I either have to do something or I have to admit that I really this isn't for me. And
Right.
that's okay, you know, but just leaving people to where we just what usually happens with these events and these activities is that we come and there's this huge emotional plunge into the depths of our soul, and we feel so good, we feel so riled up, and then we leave and it just subsides. There's nothing. The idea is to get us riled up and then to say, okay, now this is the next steps. Who's gonna make the pamphlets? Who's here gonna make the brochures? I will, bam, put their name down to make the brochures. Who's gonna be on the planning committee for the calendars? Boom, boom, boom. All right, put their name down. That's what organization is. It's not just organizing, quote unquote, organizing an event and then saying, yep, I'm a community organizer. I organized an event and it was successful. A bunch of people came. We had fun. We'll do it again next year. That's organizing. That's not the organizing that we need, man. We need business organization. We need social organization. We need infrastructure organization. We need serious organizing. This is where we're not focused at enough, is on actual organizing. We say it all the time. We know we're out organized. However, when it comes down to the organizing, it seems like I don't have the answer. I don't even want to give an analogy. I don't think an analogy will suffice, really.
Yeah, and
we're so out organized. We're grossly out organized, and it's time to stop. We will organize very well. When the BIO do something, particularly with the public, it will be extremely organized, and you will leave with something to do. And if you don't leave with something to do, it's going to be because you don't want to.
Yeah, and to add on to that, you know, going to that event, not talking down or anything, but it just really shows how nationhood is not
the
relevant.
WNBA. The WNBA.
Yeah, there you go. The WNBA. We're the only ones that care.
I don't think it's that people don't have an issue with nationhood. I don't even think that is really the gist of it. I think the thing about it is when you say nationhood, you have to understand that people can say it in other forms. Like, for example, I can make the point about nationhood without actually having to say nationhood. You can say, hey, you know, this is what we plan on doing. We plan on connecting African Americans in Liberia. We want to make it their home. We want to encourage more of us to move into the country and get involved in local politics. That right there is nationhood without having to say nationhood. So I think, you know, when we say the words, like, it's like one of those phrases in America, in American politics. You remember the phrase defund the police?
Yeah.
There are a lot of people who support, you know, public funding being sent to, you know, social workers and you know, mental health institutions. But the phrase defund the police is not a popular slogan, even though we know what defund the police really means. But the way that, again, how that phrase is interpreted is what makes it unpopular. So
that makes sense.
That's really how we have to do it. It's not so much the idea in the concept of nationhood. is unpopular. It's how we phrase it. It's
Okay.
the words and slogans that we use.
Yep.
It's like saying we can be for, let's say, Pan-Africanism, right? But we don't have to always put in our thing Pan-African. We can say,
together is better.
Yeah, we can do it that way without having to explicitly say that.
Right.
You are,
Okay. Yeah.
You are 100% correct, and I'm gonna tell you what's so good about how you said it. You simplified it, and really, it comes down to just being smart. What's the saying? You get further with honey than you do with lemon, or something like that. I can't remember how it goes, but you hunt better farther with sweet. I don't know, but y'all know what I'm trying to say. And you leave me alone. And here's the deal. Here's the deal with that though. When we talk about like energies and vibe and all this esoteric spiritual stuff, we like talk about it and we could laugh at it, but it's actually 100% real. And if I'm and most of us on here are so passionate about this. I know when I get really passionate about it, I come from a place deep in my soul that it just sounds like fury. And that's just because of my delivery. And I have to tell myself, first of all, that's not good for my blood pressure. and second of all, and more importantly, I'm really trying to express vicious love for my people, like extreme love to where I'm willing to give myself for my people that I don't even know, that I've never met in my life. Therefore, when I speak, it's coming from a place like that. However, if you're a person who doesn't do well with let's say hyper masculinity, or you don't do well when men raising their voice at you, it's just going to turn you off. I don't want to turn you off before you hear my message. Therefore, I need to pull it back and say, how can I be more inviting to my brothers and sisters on the front end? So then they get to know Mo and be like, okay, Mo he's just a fiery person. He's not angry at me. He's just serious about this, but on the front end, we can't just be screaming and running people off because everybody don't want to hear that. And that's just
and Emoja, it goes back to the point of what we were all saying earlier, first impressions. When I first meet you and you speak in a calm voice and you're inviting, I'm going to be interested. Then as I get to know you and I see the passionate energy that you give, I now know that your energy, the way that you speak, is not so much out of ill intent and viciousness.
Right.
But it's coming from a place of good intention because I know you. We know you. So we know he's not coming from a place of, oh man, he's just saying this just to sound good and stuff. No, he genuinely means it.
Exactly.
But if I don't know you,
exactly,
and you yelling and screaming, I can see you as, oh, he's another Hotep brother.
Yep.
He's one of those brothers who's unhinged.
He think he know everything. He think he got it all figured out.
Yeah.
And listen, now y'all know me. Everybody on here who didn't heard me talk 3 times know me. At my core, that doesn't bother me because I know that the mission is more important. However, how can I say that I want as many people with us as possible if the first thing come out of my mouth is you niggas ain't shit and y'all pussy, right? Like that's just telling them like, man, this dude just want to fight me. He's trying to scrap, man. Like,
swing.
I don't even know you and you swinging at me. Straight up. Straight up. Now, if you enter our circle and you put in that negative, the negative energy that we know is out there, then you can get blasted. But we can't just be blasting people on the front end. That just don't make sense. That's not it.
And also, people are going to become more defensive and less likely to listen to you because now you're insulting my character. When you first say y'all this, y'all that, people can interpret that as you're insulting my character. You're basically telling me that I'm soft, that I'm weak.
Right.
And so I'm going to start defending myself and I'm going to be less likely to take what you say serious or consider it because you just insulted my very character. One of the things that people always do when you attack their character is they get defensive because ain't nobody want their character attacked and want their character, character assassination. So y'all have my word right here, right now, that I will not share, post, say anything that is going to make people feel so bad, like unless they know that
is for them, but I'm not gonna just put out this negative energy without at least twisting it into like, but this could be better if we was all, you know what I mean? I'm not just gonna post something and be like, yeah, if y'all shut up and be men, you know what I'm saying, to make people feel bad. I promise you, my right hand, both my hands is up. I will not do that anymore, just because I don't want, when they see Moja or BAIO from me, I want them to come feeling good, seeing a positive part of Africa. Even if they see something bad, with the message of this is how we can make it better, not just this is bad, this is bad, this is bad. Because what'll be on our mind is that this is bad. There's no change. This is bad. It's bad, bad, bad. We don't need to be sending bad messages. We get enough of that. We the positive people. Period.
Yeah.
Period. We got too much positive stuff going on. Every time I look around, man, I'm seeing positive. Why am I looking at the negative when it's really positive going on? It's not going on as much as I want. Yes. But that's thinking negative too. It ain't about me. It ain't about me and everything changing in 20 minutes. That's not feasible, man. Seriously, look at the good and see, how can I help the good instead of looking at the bad? How can I help the good? How about that?
And you know, Umoja, like we can't suppress that passion like you talked about when you speak, when we speak. But we can redirect it in ways to, you know, motivate and empower and make it feel, you know, important, in that, you know, we need each other in a sense. So it's like, even though we don't want to have the approach of like we're attacking them, obviously, but to redirect that energy and that drive, that motive to something, you know, else, to the solution based, or, you know, why this is important and things like that. We definitely need passion in a different form. You know, it's not, you have to have it from somewhere, because you want to get down to you want to attract them in a certain way, you know. And
yeah. But what a Holub said is the absolute truth. The method you use to attract people will depend on what people you try to
there
attract.
you go. Yeah, thanks, Holub.
I mean, that's the way to sum it up. If you want professionals, you have to use professional methods. If you were trying to attract professionals,
right.
If you're trying to attract people who are middle class, you have to use a different method, because every target audience cannot be targeted the exact same way.
Same way. Yeah.
I made this point before. Could you imagine if, like, when it's time to speak to the American public, they usually get the president to speak to them, right? The president makes an address to the nation. Could you imagine if they allowed a general to make an address to the nation? The way that the general speaks to soldiers is not the way you speak to the citizens,
right?
Bam.
And that's the problem. It's like you have people who's basically out of their position. Like I used to say this a lot about when Khalid Muhammad was alive. We used to love Khalid Muhammad, but Khalid Muhammad is not the guy that you speak to the masses. He's a guy who's for soldiers.
Right.
The soldiers love him, but the average person would be like terrified if they listen to him. So it's like and it would be the same as if you had a United States general talking to the masses of the people. So it's like you said, it's what type of people are you trying to attract, and that's the type of rhetoric and the type of methods you have to use.
Yeah.
And even with the general, if he does give a speech, he knows his audience. He knows.
Yeah, but he ain't even supposed to be up there.
He ain't supposed to be up there. He ain't even supposed to be up there. We would all look at him suspiciously. But if that were the case, and we've seen generals and secretaries of defense give speeches all the time, they know their audience. I'm talking to the average person. I'm not speaking to soldiers, so I'm not going to use military slang. It's like black people. It's like we do it. Example, we do it all the time when we talk to each other. We code switch. When you're in a corporate organization, you speak, very formally, sort of mainstream. When you get with other black folks, you start code switching, because you have to know your audience. You have to be aware.
That's the beauty of having a government, because people that aren't skilled at that can be in the skill that they're supposed to be at, and they don't even have to worry about that. When it comes time to speak to the public, you have people that speak to the public. When it comes time to speak to the military, you got people who speak to the military. It makes it a lot easier, because a lot of people, like, it takes a certain amount of skill too to be able to code switch. Not everybody can do it. Some people is so hood that they can't code switch. You put them in a you put them in a corporate environment, they don't know how to navigate that. So why even have them there?
Yeah.
Get the people that know what they're doing in those positions. And that's what the great part about governance is.
And having a team.
Right. Because you know me, I mean, I'm not everybody's cup of tea. I'm not going to put on Barry White and Luther Vandross while I'm giving you a message.
But that's necessary.
It's going to be raw dog with no condom.
That's a necessary personality too, though. You know, that's necessary as well. That is.
Oh
necessary.
no.
Can we transition though? I want to make sure that it was one more bullet point that I had written down, and it was Liberia Forward. I really wanted to introduce them to and let people know that we have actually bridged the gap on that sense. And Liberia Forward is an international organization. It's an NGO started by a Liberian American brother. And he's there now, and they're in Liberia, right? I can't remember which county that they're in, but they're working on building up a community. They're literally doing what we're saying that we want to do right now. And we found them, and we're linked up with them. And it was this morning, late last night. I don't know what took me so long, but I messaged the brother and asked him to like come on and like sign up and get on with it so he could be, because it was while we were on Discord, and I was like, man, this brother would be perfect to answer some of these questions right now. So hopefully he come into the fold all the way so we could be talking too. But they're on the ground, boots on the ground. Literally, they have a little small factory where they're building bricks to build up homes. They're working with it's a company called Rotec, RHOTEC or EK, Rotec, and it's out of the UK, and they're helping them, sending them laptops, helping them build solar panels, and then things are happening out there, and those are some of the people that we're going to meet physically in 2023, and I'm so excited about the the BAIO and Liberia Forward connection. I don't know what to do. Like, I seriously can't wait to get out there and see what they're doing, because they're going to give us such a good idea about what to do, the moves to make, the political climate, the obstacles that's in our way. So it's just a beautiful thing that's happening. And again, that's one of them positive things that I could look at. Whenever I look at some BS that's going on in America now, like recently and lately, I literally think, man, but it's so much work I could be doing. Let me hit up Big Bro. Let me hit up somebody in Liberia Forward. Let me look at my notes and see about these ideas, these business ideas that I have. I'm not focusing on what's going on here, y'all, because guess what? I'm not here anymore. I'm not here anymore. Straight up. But yeah, the Liberia Forward connection is happening. LiberiaForward.org for anybody who's, let me put it in the comments. Yeah, and that's something new that's developed, and we haven't been talking. Well, we ain't did no streams recently, but yeah, that's something that people could tap into, and you could follow them, and just get in where you fit in. Just get in where you fit in. It's a lot of places to be. Let's get in where we fit in.
Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to that too. You know, meeting with them and everything. And it's funny because you mentioned the solar panels. One of the guys from the panelists, he was talking about that too. But unfortunately, nobody wasn't like really hearing him when he was talking about how important solar panels were.
Okay, man, it's okay. Do you know how excited I am when I hear stuff like that? Because that's what I'm doing, right? You remember I switched to the electrician field. So I'm, the saying, be the change you want to see. You see, and I'm like similar to my big brother Hollip in so many ways in terms of the passion and the fire. Like, you know, I do not mind going off. I do not mind at all because it's so deep in me, right? But but when I think about the stuff that even I as an individual am doing and preparing myself to do, I get so excited. Like, because on one hand, when I first started learning about the solar panels and how simple they are, like if I broke it down right now, how simple it is and the materials that's needed, how it's in abundance on the continent, like the actual material and the sun, obviously the sun, but the actual material it's so frustrating. It is infuriating. However, I then tell myself, bro, in just a couple years, you're gonna be ready to like do this yourself on the continent. So you can be the person that you're mad at. So why are you mad when you're becoming the person that's gonna be the one to do the job? Does that make sense what I just said?
Yeah.
I hope I made sense. So why am I sitting up there and being mad at somebody who's not doing it when you, fool, are preparing yourself to be that person? How about you just be excited and focus on that? Focus on being the best electrician you can be. So when you go over there, you ain't got to worry about asking questions. The only questions you have to ask is, how does this translate? How does these units translate? Straight up. That's it. So why am I worried about what everybody else is doing when I know exactly what I'm doing? I know what the brothers and sisters I'm working with is doing. We doing it. We are doing it. Period. Let's talk about that.
Facts.
You see, a redirection of passion. Real. Get mad at myself. How about that? You can work harder, Mo. You can study more, Umoja. You can sit up there and develop businesses, Umoja. You can. What's stopping you, little black boy?
For real.
Literally, us four right here, right now, could come up with $1 million business plans this morning and attack them bitches. No one's stopping us from doing that. Nobody. Fuck, I'm gonna talk about other people, the other people who did it, but who ain't doing what I want, what I think they should do with their money, what I think they should do for their people. How about you go get it, Mo? How about you go get it and show people how to do it? Then watch how I act, y'all. Watch how I act. Watch how I act when I really showing people how this is what we supposed to be doing.
Yeah, I mean,
Not to make people feel bad, but just like look, because you can't look at something and be like, damn, you either gonna hate it, but your spirit's still gonna say, man, I know that's what we're supposed to be doing. That's all I need. As long as I touch a half a person, man, job well done. Straight up. Straight up.
I mean, we talked about it, the other night, like, that you just got a lot of people that are sidelining, just watching and not necessarily helping out in some way. So it's just like, well, we're still BAI is going to be the BAI regardless, no ifs, ands, or buts.
Man, we here, straight
In
up.
the immortal words of Jon Snow from Game of Thrones, when they told him, you don't have the numbers, he said, then we got to work with the numbers we got.
Right.
Damn it.
That's just what it is.
Just what it is. Yeah.
But we doing it though, straight up. If we look at what we're actually doing, as slow as it may be, as arduous as it may be, look at what we're doing, y'all. Straight up, look at what we're doing. When I first came into the BIO, they was planning on going to Rwanda, and I was so envious. I was so envious. I didn't even have a passport yet. I didn't been to the continent with somebody from the BIO, planning on going next year. So sad. Like planning on going to meet up with everybody in Georgia. Y'all didn't went to Liberia conferences. We didn't got stuff is happening. A lot of stuff is happening, y'all. A lot of positive stuff is happening. We have connections that we don't even talk about. The sister with the language school in Tanzania, she rocks with us. She's in the BIO. African superstar. She rocks with us. If we really had the organized plan and said, here's the plan, and here's how you could help, guarantee she would be there to help right now. Guarantee. We have a lot of good stuff going on, y'all. A lot of good stuff going on. It may not be going as fast as we like. I know it ain't going as fast as I like, but it is going. It is going. It is going. Be encouraged, damn it.
Real G's moving silence like lasagna.
I'm telling you, man, a cold punchline though, a cold metaphor. Well, I remember Big Bro Big bro had said a few weeks ago, man. He was like, "Yeah, man, but it might not happen. I might not see it in my lifetime. It's gonna be like I can't remember what elder he had said, what ancestor he had said." And then I sat and I thought about it, and I was like, "Nah, fuck that. We just gonna see some huge movements before all, man. Hell no. I rebuke that statement completely.
The name of Jesus.
All 74 of them. All the 70 levels of Jesuses.
The 70 levels of Jesuses.
I mean that.
Oh shit. I didn't even know there were 70 levels, but all right.
I just made them up. But yeah, those was the main points that we doing. We got the conference that y'all just went to in Atlanta. We got the movie. Oh, we didn't say the movies. Oh my goodness. Hey y'all, we going to the movies in Atlanta. Did we say that? I don't remember if we mentioned that.
I don't think we got into it, but go for it.
Yeah. Somebody else can. I've been running my big little mouth. So somebody else could go into the movie.
So if I'm correct, I mean, stop me if I'm not correct, but November 12th, 6 p.m., we are meeting in Atlanta. Well, the Alpharetta Theater and seeing Wakanda Forever.
Yes, indeed. We're going to meet at the movies. We're going to go and check out the anti-male pro-feminist Wakanda Forever.
So
I need some anti-male in my life occasionally. Nah, seriously though, we're going to see Wakanda Forever, and then we're going to dinner afterwards and talk about the movie and congregate and chill and socialize with each other. Yeah. And so the people that can't make it to the continent try to make it to Atlanta.
And mind you, I want to make this point. So many of us have never actually met one another in the physical, and we've been rocking for years. I'm talking about going on 5 for me. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like straight up. A lot of us haven't met each other in the physical. So this is going to be a really dope thing. Once again, we are doing it. We are doing it, y'all. We doing it well. All things considering, we doing it well.
Yes, indeed. And we also are going to be rocking our gear. We're going to be suited up.
The merch.
All BAIO'd up.
Sounds like I got a new profile pic coming. Because that'd be fly as hell to have us all in the BIO shirt. I need at least one picture with me in the front so that could be my profile picture.
I mean, well, you are.
I didn't even think about it.
You're the president, El Presidente.
Y'all gonna leave me alone.
That's our president, man. That's our president.
Shoot. What you say goes. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it though, because after seeing the Woman King with Jabari, you know, it was a fun experience. Like, first off, I know I already told you guys, but I just didn't know the seats were 4DX. And so when the chairs was just moving back and forth and shit, blowing smoke, I'm seeing smoke up in the front. I was like, yo, this is crazy. But is that
the same theater we're gonna be going to?
No, I don't think it's gonna be 4DX for this. But it's definitely gonna be IMAX.
Yeah, even IMAX is good. Like I like when we saw Doctor Strange when we went to Alpharetta Hollow, like it was still a great experience. So
yeah, definitely. I'm looking forward to seeing everybody, whoever can come. You know, we're gonna have a nice little turnout. So I'm looking forward to that. I already got my ticket and hotel booked.
Oh yeah, the tickets for the movie come out on
tomorrow, the 3rd. The 3rd.
Okay. Yeah.
Sometimes, more than likely, it's probably going to go in the morning, because that's usually what happens. Like when they go on sale, it goes on at like 9 in the morning or something like that.
Oh. See, because I was going to wait, like if we're on a lounge tonight when it hit midnight, I was going to go straight.
Oh, well, you never know. I would try and see.
Yeah.
Because that might be the case. Like it might be available right after midnight. You never know.
I was gonna give it a shot. Shoot, just keep refreshing my screen, but yeah, I'm really excited for it, and just because the movie's going to be what 2 hours plus.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's going to be a lot of conversations to be talked about.
Hmm. Once I get the actual time, I'll post it so everybody will know what time it is,
Okay.
which show we're going to. Because we're trying to go around 5 or 6 so that we can, go to the place we want to go afterwards and get something to eat. Because if we
Yeah.
go too late, then it'll be closed.
Yeah, because what last time we were trying to find some place and we ended up at Waffle House.
Yeah, we couldn't even find a place open.
Yeah.
That's the one thing I do like about New York. The one thing, ain't much. Everything is open.
Everything is open.
Everything is open late.
Mm-hmm.
You can get something at like 2-3 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, but November 12th, it's booked. Get your tickets. See the members of the BAIO. I know it's like a good bit of us going from the Facebook group. I think it was like what 13, something like that. Probably more.
Well, we'll see. The proof is in the pudding.
Yeah.
Who actually shows up?
Yeah.
But what else was there that we wanted to discuss or talk about? Oh, the May trip.
To Liberia, right?
Right.
Okay.
Is there going to, because I heard somebody mention February. Is there still going to be a February trip? I thought we pushed it back to May.
I said I might go in February.
Oh,
And
you're
then
okay. I
May.
got you.
We still doing the one in May. I'm deciding whether or not to go to in February.
Okay.
Okay, I got you. So the May trip is going to be the 8th to the 18th?
Yeah, that's the Monday.
Right.
Based on those prices. Now, those prices I got to check.
And we trying to shoot for 20 people?
Yeah.
Cool. So the prices is going to be based on 20 people going.
Mm-hmm.
Good. And are we going to have like a flyer or something or ad or something that we can start passing around?
I'm trying to get the flyer.
Okay. And we should also probably do something online as well.
Yep.
Yeah.
So we can pass it around to people.
Yeah.
When do you think that we can actually start doing that? Because I don't want us to be in the same position we was in before, where it's too close to the deadline and then people struggling to bring up money. We need to do it as soon as possible.
I could recreate the ad, but like you said, with the details and stuff,
That's
Yeah, I can get the flyer. I can get all the information out by the first this week.
awesome.
Because I had it done. I just got to make the flyer official. They just got to send it to me.
All right.
Since you've been.
I'll just follow up with you, and then I'll just add it to the promo and kind of just wing it from there.
20 people we going for. 20 plus.
20 plus.
We might. Well, yeah, that's why it's a good thing I'm checking these prices on the days.
20
Yeah,
plus.
I want to make sure that we all get in and stuff. I thought about that. Like, wait, like we all gotta make sure that we make it in this joint.
Make it in what?
Into the movie. I don't know how popular it's gonna be. I don't know if it's gonna be sold out. Like, I don't.
No, we just got to get the tickets the day that it goes on sale.
Yeah,
because if you wait, then it's going to be a problem.
Yeah,
You might be able to get a seat, but you'd be like looking in the front row.
The first person to get a ticket, man, needs to like post the time that they got, so we got the same. Because movie theater sometimes it'd be at 6:04, 6:15, and then another one at 6:30 in a different theater, like the popular movies, and this is gonna be a popular movie. So we gotta make sure we all got the exact same movie ticket.
Well, let's all be on the lookout for when they actually post it, and just let everybody know. If I find out, I'll let y'all know. If the underrated find out, he can let us know.
Yep. Just post the link
Just
and get
do
it
it
in.
like that, so that way we have a bunch of eyes looking to see when it's going to actually drop.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, we got some stuff to talk about too. Are we gonna get on the Discord later, y'all?
I'm working tonight, so I might get on early, but I'm gonna have to get off so I can get
All right.
get ready for work. What time y'all gonna be on there? 8?
Oh yeah, matter of fact, I'm not. I'm going to the movies. I'm going to see The Woman King, actually.
Oh, so you won't be there anyway.
Yeah. I don't know what I'm talking about.
It's a
but
good thing we had. It's a good thing we had a conversation earlier. So just in case if we don't have
yeah.
it today, it'll be good. I'm about to get to cooking. That's an hour delay.
All right, y'all. We didn't got into the update about what's going on with the BIO. Oh, one more thing. If new people is coming on to the site, and this for the people listening, when y'all come on to the site, make sure y'all contact somebody. So once y'all sign up at the website, and we know that you a Black person who's down with Nationhood, then we bring you into our conversations like offline, on different platforms, so y'all could kick it with us on a daily basis. Because that's like what's most important. Like I said, we've been talking for years, and most of these guys I ain't never even seen them in the face. I met Jabari. I was in Carolina earlier this year and got to meet brother Jabari, and that was great. And Salima, we got to kick it for a few hours, but other than that, I ain't kicked it with none of my brothers and sisters. So we need to be talking like this. So yeah,
There
get
you
on
go.
the website and then contact some of us on whether it's on social media or anything and say, hey man, I want to talk to y'all, so we could bring you in. It's really simple, but all of us busy doing regular everyday life stuff. So sometimes things get slipped, right?
Mhm.
So yeah, that's it. I ain't got
All
nothing else.
right. Peace, everybody.
All
Peace.
right,
All
y'all.
right,
Talk to y'all later. Have a great day.
You too, y'all.
Peace.
Peace.